Wow. This is an honor to be here, I won't lie, especially that I am the only person here whose job title has nothing to do with marketing. It's not a mistake, I am here for a reason. But before we get into the whole AI and the new technology, let's talk about old technology first. Do you guys anyone still takes trains? Right? By the way, I recently heard that it's called a Euro experience for Americans. I don't know if we have any Americans in the room, but apparently it's a very European thing to take trains. So I love trains. I think they're very, very convenient, very fast. Why not? But there's something interesting that happens with the train. If there's anything on the track, the train just runs over it. Doesn't even notice that it may have broken something or killed something, because the train is so fast. And if you ever try looking through the window, it's just all blurry. You can't see the details. AI is like a fast train. First, technology is going really fast, and here you guys know details better than me. But on the other side, it's also all the companies just rushing, okay, how can we implement anything with AI? It's moving really fast like a train. And so today, I want to help you make sure that AI in your companies doesn't become a train that accidentally runs over your customers. Because if you think about it, the only moment when the train actually pays attention that there is something on the track is when it's something really big, like a car. Only that the moment that the train sees there's a car, it's usually too late to do anything. Now, it's not just hitting the car. Usually we have a massive accident, the train gets derailed, and we have lots of casualties. So let's make sure that your AI strategy doesn't result in a lot of casualties. So my name is Magda Kay, and thank you so much for having me here. It's my first time at this event, second time in Vilnius. And like I said, my job title has little to do with marketing, even though this is my past, and I even have a friend here. We used to work together 20 years ago in a corporate world, so that's my background. But yes, what I do today is very different. So while you guys have your expertise when it comes to marketing and sales and operations when it comes to AI, I want to offer you a different perspective to add to your strategy. And it comes from my perspective and my expertise, that of building long-lasting and strong relationships. Now, by the way, because I am an intimacy expert, I may make some references to sex. I thought I'll just let you know now. Ladies, I want to start with you. So imagine it's your anniversary. And so a courier comes, and he has a gift, flowers, and a note. The flowers are beautiful. The gift is a stunning dress. And the note says, "Be ready by 8 p.m., a car will come to pick you up." So then 8 p.m. comes, you're all dressed up, a driver arrives and takes you to a beautiful restaurant where your beloved is waiting for you. Ladies, yes? Sounds good? No? No, you wouldn't like that? I mean, to all the men, please pay attention, even if the ladies are a bit shy to tell you, they would enjoy this. So now imagine you have this beautiful evening. You wake up the next morning and you find out that he had actually forgotten it was your anniversary. So what did he do? He told his secretary, "Okay, listen, I have to do something. I'm busy. Just do whatever you want to do. One thing is, I'm in meetings until 8 p.m., so I'm available only after." So now you know that the whole experience had nothing to do with him. It was the secretary who came up with everything, and the reason why he was meeting you at 8:30 because he had other things to do. Now, how would that feel? Again, men, please pay attention. So in this case, it would be much better to receive a small gesture but an honest one. Because even though on surface, you still have the same experience. You got a beautiful dress, a driver picked you up, great dinner. But the intention behind it changes everything. As humans, we need to feel important. It's an actual need. We need to feel important. We need to feel someone cares. We want to feel that we matter. And nothing says, I care about you, more than effort. So if you realize that it was the secretary that did everything, there was no effort. So I want to play for you a little clip. It's from a love story for teenagers. So just watch this.
What?
Yeah, I wanted to sit next to you, Large. I even packed the snacks. I asked Kitty where to find those yogurt drinks you like so much.
The Korean grocery store is all the way across town.
Yeah, I know. So if I went all the way across town to get you something that you like, then that means...
Well, teenagers get it, but as companies, we seem to have forgotten a very simple thing. Because it's when someone does something that is inconvenient to them, but it's important to you, that we truly feel that we matter to them. So now, how do we use AI? If you think about it, what is the main reason you use AI? And it's one word: convenience. So I want to share with you a story. So I wanted to get a degree in psychology, and I needed to prove that I can speak English, because apparently just speaking English isn't enough, so I needed a very official document that would say I can speak English, something that would be acknowledged even by Ivy League. And so Duolingo offers such exams, great. Now, to take this exam at home, it's a bit of a pain in the because it's about an hour to 2 hours. You're using a video. They have to see you all the time. If there's anyone in the frame, you're done. If they can hear anything else in the room, you're done. So it's not as easy, especially if you live with other people, and I was staying with other people at the time. Finally, I find the time, I take the test, I'm done, I upload my results, and I get the pop-up that says, do not close this pop-up before the results get uploaded. So I'm uploading the results, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 38. 3 minutes later, still 38. 10 minutes later, it's still 38. So now I know I have a problem. And I know that unless I speak to someone right now to fix it, I'm going to lose my test results. So I'm looking for anything on their website, and I find a WhatsApp number. Okay, this is looking good. And I explain what happened. So I message them and I say, it's been 20 minutes and the 38% hasn't moved. And I explain that it's a technical issue on your side because, well, I mean, I just tested my internet. You guys know those websites, right? That tell you in real life how fast your internet is. So everything is fine on my end. And in response, I get a list of 6 articles. None of them helpful. So I respond. Did it go? Sorry. I respond that, no, I do not want to retake the test. Please, please, please help. It is your issue. And again, I get another 6 links with that question. Well, what do you think? Was it helpful? So by now, I'm pretty angry because I can understand that probably I'm not going to speak to anyone, and I'm just going to lose my results. And that was about 2 weeks before the deadline to apply. So now I'm losing my results, I'm losing my time, I'm losing money because I paid for this. So I respond, no, I still need help. We are currently not available to talk to you, but leave a message and someone should get back to you within 1 business day. I was angry to say the least. But why was I angry? See, if that was a small company, I would not expect them to offer customer support 24/7. If it was a free offer, I wouldn't expected either. But Duolingo is a big company. And the only reason why I cannot speak to someone when their product, their paid product, their premium product, is broken on their side, the only reason why I cannot speak to a human being is simply because they don't want me to speak to a human being. Why? Because it would cost them money. It would use the resources. Now, the fact that I just lost money and my resources, oh, who cares, Pravda? Because I'm a customer. The company cares about their resources, not mine. And that's why I was angry. You have to remember that usually what is convenient for you as a company will be inconvenient for your customers. So anytime you find solutions that are convenient for you, you're putting that inconvenience onto your customer. Let me explain this with this example. So the video I'm going to play next, they were promoting an offer. I'm a coach. This is one of the services I offer. And so they basically were promoting that I could create a bot, an AI bot, that would answer questions of my clients on my behalf. And so they sent me this video, which originally is 10 minutes long. I shortened it for you, but it will still give you an idea of what the whole concept is. So if we can play this video.
Rose is very in demand and has very limited time. That's why she used Coachbox AI to create a clone of herself.
To be honest with you, I hadn't heard of anybody else doing this yet, particularly in my industry. And one of our core company values is innovation, and I've created success personally through pioneering new ideas, new concepts, and solving my own problems through innovation. So of course, I was going to say yes to something that feels like we're on the edge of new technology. The immediate thought I had when I knew I could create an AI version of me is that it was going to be able to save me time. A good chunk of my time per week is spent on answering questions to clients. For me, an AI tool, in my mind, was going to be able to free up time off my plate and then also give my clients 24/7 access to me. So I really enjoyed the process of creating Rosebot. I think it probably took me, less than 3 hours of my personal time. I think the most mind-blowing benefit of Rosebot so far for us as a business and as the leader of that business is that within the first month or so, I'm pretty sure it saved me about 12 hours of time off my personal plate. And that was through our clients going and using Rosebot. And normally a question would take me a good couple of minutes to answer, of course, but Rosebot was doing it for me. And so that really brought down my client delivery time on a weekly basis. And so I saw an immediate ROI in that regard in terms of time saved for sure. But actually, it's not just the time that it saves me every week. The fact that it saves me time means therefore I have more capacity to serve more clients. So our client capacity bucket has basically been expanded because of this AI tool. I think one of the biggest benefits to having Rosebot is actually just elevating our client experience without it costing me any more time. In fact, it's saving me time, yet it's able to provide our clients an opportunity to access more of my curriculum, my content, my thought leadership, faster, easier, 24/7, whenever they're awake and I'm asleep, whatever it needs to be. And I think that's really unique in the market right now. And we love being ahead of the game with it by elevating our client experience without having to, as I said, add more time in from me. It just feels like such a win-win.
So she's a coach, and she basically is choosing to use AI so she doesn't have to do coaching. Then why are you a coach? There's a few things here that she says that I find very interesting. So keep in mind, the original video is 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes, she mentions the customer twice, repeating the same vague statement, which is, elevate customer experience. But she keeps talking how her time is going to be saved, right? So her personal time is the most important thing. So she's not talking about how this solution can really help people. She's talking about, oh, I don't have to do the very job that I, in theory, do, which this way I get to speak to more people, right? Get more money and save time. Now, there's nothing wrong with the solution, but I would say there's a lot wrong with the intention why she wants to do it. So now, Let's compare it to famous Gary Vee. Now, this video was posted originally in 2016, and then he reposted it a few months ago. Compare it to this one. Can we play this clip?
I call it the Taylor Swift rule. So I think Taylor Swift hacked culture. What Taylor Swift's very good at is she knows that when people tweet her and say, Taylor, come to my wedding and sing me a song, she actually does it. Here's why she does it. The 75-minute allocation of her time to do something like that is not ROI positive for Taylor based on what she makes for her time. However, the amplification of doing something that makes no sense on paper is where she gets all her value. So I get yelled at by all my smartest CEO friends, the most fancy gals and guys on earth, for still answering all these tweets and emails and replying one by one on Snapchat. But I know that depth is far more interesting than width in a world where the width has just become completely obnoxiously loud and impossible to break through. You scale the unscalable if you want to break through the noise today.
Now, there's a reason why we all know Gary Vee, and probably none of you knew the other coach. And I also say there's a reason why Taylor Swift is the #1 celebrity in our times. So it all comes down to efficiency. And here is something I would like you to at least entertain. And it's the idea that we do not need efficiency. To build relationships with your customers, you do not need efficiency, but things that you need are such as quality, love, support, connection, acknowledgement. I'll give you an example. Think of it. Have you ever thought of your sex life as it really, really great because you're efficient at it? Like, do you ever feel like, oh my God, we finished foreplay in 2 minutes, and then everything was done in 5 minutes? Woo-hoo! We saved so much time. If that's how your sex life looks like, come to me, speak to me after. So the point is that efficiency is not essential for relationships. Now, I do need to remind you that efficiency and efficacy is not the same. I'm not sure the difference in Lithuanian, in Polish, I'm Polish. We have totally different words for this, but I know in English this sometimes gets confused. So, efficiency is about maximizing the use of your resources. So it's about saving time, money, energy, and so on. Efficacy is whether something works or not. And you always want to be effective. That means if you have a customer with a question, you always want to answer the question. You want to deliver. You want to solve the problem. You always want to be effective, but you do not need to be efficient. Now, of course, as companies, we question, but wait, isn't that what companies are all about being more efficient? And isn't that what the customers want? Like, don't our customers also want to save time and money? I mean, it's an honest question, and the answer is that sometimes they do. But, and this is very, very important, the more efficiency you have, the less rapport you have. These two are on the opposite sides of a spectrum. The more efficiency you have, the less rapport you have. The more rapport you have, the less efficiency you're going to have. So, I don't know if any of you maybe have an e-commerce shop that sells clothing. So, I'm a woman, of course I order a lot. So there's this one company that does this kind of festival outfits, and I really like this company. It's a small company. And a couple of years ago, they posted a video on Instagram literally begging their customers to measure themselves and order just one size because they're explaining that returns are killing their business. And I'm thinking, well, I like the company. I can, this is inconvenient for me if I have to measure myself everywhere, but fine, I am willing to do it because I care about the company. Now, I also order from Shein. I know. For all the men, it's like the top company from which you buy clothing right now, and let's just say it's ethically, well, it's questionable, some of their practices. Now with Shein, anytime I order something, and I kid you not, I usually order the same thing in 2 or 3 colors, 3 sizes, because I never know what's gonna fit me, and I can't be bothered to measure myself. I just order everything, and then I send back whatever I don't wanna use. Because it's convenient for me this way. And so the question is, why do I do something that I know that will cost this company a lot of money, right? Because I don't care. I don't care that I am creating a lot of extra costs for Shein, while I did care about the previous company. But then the question is, why don't I care? Well, very simple. Because they have not established any form of relationship with me. Now, Shein is a big company because they're extremely efficient. For anyone who's ever used them, tons of products, very cheap, very fast delivery. I don't even know how, because I think everything is delivered from China. Like few days, it's there. Very, very, very efficient. And I couldn't care less whether my behavior cost them money or not. Because again, efficiency does not build rapport. What's more, efficiency creates entitled clients. If you go to McDonald's and you have to wait 7 minutes for your order, whew, you lose it, right? What do you mean I have to wait so long? Go to a fine dining restaurant. It's normal to wait sometimes half an hour, but you don't complain because it's a different product. Because McDonald's exists, why? Because of efficiency, really fast. So we get angry if we don't get this. We become extremely entitled. And something you have to remember, and it was also pointed before in Robert's presentation, customers on their own are not your biggest asset. Because if your customers are entitled, if they're disloyal, if they're rude, they can kill your business. The true asset is in the relationship that you have with your customers. So now, if a company makes minimum effort for the customer, how can you expect them to care? And the point is that this is how a lot of companies use AI. It is okay to use AI. I use AI. It's okay to want to increase efficiency and optimize things. But what matters, and this is where we're not paying enough attention, is what we optimize. So many companies just think, okay, let's just put AI anywhere just so we can say that we use AI, instead of thinking what will actually help the most. A dishwasher, a perfect invention. Why? Because of this, we have this. But not the other way around. We can outsource cleaning, we can outsource cooking, but you don't outsource intimacy, you don't outsource quality time, you don't outsource love, you do not outsource caring. You outsource or you hack the things that are not important so you can invest more in what is important. Again, really pay attention to this. We should be hacking and optimizing, and this is where we should be implementing AI in places that don't really matter, where we don't want to be spending a lot of time. But if you're telling me that you don't want to be spending time with your customers, then why are you even doing your business? Are you sure that this is what you should be doing? And this quote really summarizes it all perfectly. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my dishes. The thing is that efficiency will never replace our need for connection. Just like there is a reason why you guys are here. You decided to invest your time, your energy, and money to be here. You didn't have to be here. You could use AI to summarize all these presentations and you'll be just fine. Maybe you'll get all the insights in half an hour. But you chose to be here. The main insight I want you to take away is efficiency is here, rapport is here, and your job with your business is to keep looking where you are. Do we need to invest more in efficiency, or do we let go of some of the efficiency because right now we need to focus on building rapport? And there's no one perfect spot between these two. That's your job in business, to know what requires more of your focus. Thank you.
Magda, you also chose to be here today. Thank you for that. All right, so we have a couple of questions. How do we find a sweet spot between efficiency and intimacy? Many businesses implemented AI actually because they want to minimize human errors, because people, they do mistakes. AI, they say, do less mistakes. Bad customer support, which should bring, yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, question the fact that AI makes less errors, because the thing is we're not at the level where it doesn't make errors. So I think like the reason why I would get so often frustrated with all the bots is because it's not effective. It doesn't solve my issue. If it actually did solve my issue, I probably wouldn't have such a problem with using this. I think it's also really good to be just vulnerable, a great little thing to build relationships. So if you're using AI, I think it's great to tell your clients, saying, listen, we are testing this new AI solution. We want to make sure that it is actually helping you solve your problems, so we'll be open to your feedback. Instead of imposing the solution on your customers, assuming that you know better, just ask them. Be open, right? Say, hey, let us know. How does it feel? Do you feel that it is helping you? Would you rather speak to a real person? So whatever solutions you're implementing that are directly connected to your customer. Because if it's something that it's on the back end that a customer doesn't see, then it's all within the company. But think of all the relationships within the company. If it's an AI solution that impacts, some of your stakeholders, your employees, then again, ask them. Does it actually make your work easier? Do you like it? How would you like to potentially modify it to make sure that it works for you?
How does the perfect customer support looks like, in your opinion, nowadays?
Human? So again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being efficient. And I too sometimes rush. And, I ask a question in customer support, and I'm literally waiting 15 minutes for someone to respond. Again, they're not effective. So that's quite annoying, and it happened a few times. I think it's really nice to have an option. And companies do it, where you start communicating with a bot, but it say, hey, would you prefer to speak to an agent? And I think having these two options is really good, but a lot of companies do not have this option. I was sharing with the guys recently that I had a horrible experience with PayPal. I mean, you literally hold my money, and I cannot speak to anyone. So for me, that's pretty outrageous, to be honest. So I think just having both options. And sometimes that's another idea that we're discussing yesterday at a dinner. You can also do layers. So let's say if someone is using your free product, your free trial, they speak to AI. But if it's, if you have layers of your product, let's say the more premium, the more human contact they should have. And there was an idea from Robert that, hey, I'll be happy to maybe pay a bit more on a monthly basis to have the ability to speak to a human being. So again, it doesn't have to be this or that, yes or no. There are all of these options in between, and you can scale it so that it matches your, of course, finances and the customer needs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Give applause to
Thank
Magda.
you.
Thank
I'll
you.
just get water.